Today we will be talking about Sagittarius. Sagittarius is an astrological sign associated with the fire element, perhaps appears to be more developed than those fire signs like Aries and Leo. Sagittarius is one of the signs that often has a strong sense of social and collective responsibility and may have messages or guidance to offer to others. In fact, Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius, and the potential of Sagittarius is always to look to the future with hope, no matter what happens, and to expect good possibilities by extracting good things from life, to look with hope, to believe that everything will be good, and somehow to stay in the world of goodness. Of course, a person which has Sun in Sagittarius will inevitably have planets in Scorpio and Capricorn, Mercury or Venus. Therefore, some Sagittarians may also experience that state of wisdom, that positive outlook on life, that cheerful state, that lively state that they cannot live because of the questions in their minds. But no matter what, Sagittarius is curious about the other worlds and wants to explore them. They wonder what people in foreign countries eat, how they live, how is life there. If you pay attention, the arrow in the glyph is aimed beyond. That is, when you draw the arrow, you want to aim beyond. That is the target of the bow, not the one near, but the one beyond. Imagine you are sitting somewhere and the sea is in front of you. And far ahead is an island, and you can start to pontificate about that island from where you are sitting. I mean, you can even read and research many things about that island and tell people how beautiful this island is. So this is one of the shadow aspects of the Sagittarius, to transmit without knowing, without experiencing, without living, because Sagittarius is a void that needs to be experienced. Because of some morals or some aspects of it, it has to standardize. Therefore, not knowing too much, maybe pretending to know without experiencing, is one of its shadow aspects. What he needs to do is to put off his socks and step into that water. In other words, despite getting wet, he has to experience that life by risking all kinds of experiences. Isn't Zeus such a god anyway? Zeus is the archetype of the Sagittarius. In other words, he is a god who does not stand still, who drifts from experience that makes him always moving, especially in love relationships, and his anger is already extremely violent. Lightning and thunder are always his prisoners. Sagittarius also has such a side. Person cannot stay in one place by drifting too much from experience to experience, going to many courses, taking up many hobbies, but not ensuring continuity in any of them. Or, on the other hand, we can also infer that his anger and violence may actually be great, because one of the fire element signs is Sagittarius. We see that Sagittarius is very interested in spreading something, belief, events, because it is in an effort to understand life. Why am I here? What is the meaning of being here? So those events may lead to the concept of religion, maybe to the concept of philosophy, or he may have a desire to synthesize something rather than superficial evaluations and to make bigger things, bigger meanings out of it. I don't know if you have heard of the placebo effect. It was an experiment done on some subjects. They were not taking any medication whatsoever, but just by saying that they were taking medication, we can see how much that statement alone had an effect on the patients. So the Sagittarius is full of the power to do this on its own. In other words, Sagittarius somehow makes it happen by believing, because inwardly he reveals all his good wishes on that subject. Sagittarius is actually a well-intentioned servant of God. But I always talk about duality in all the videos, and I want to talk about it at this point. Now, I always think it is very important to study etymologies. And when we examine the etymology of Zeus, Zeus means divine, and he is the god of gods in Iranian mythology. The Persian dev is cognate with the Latin theos, and then the original Persian form div was changed to div, a name given to evil spirits in Iranian mythology, and then it became deus. In this sense, it is interesting that God and these evil creatures we call Deus, or whatever is evil, both etymologically derive from the same meaning and are fused together. So as long as the Sagittarius sees the good, as long as it wants to see the beautiful, as long as it doesn't want to see the bad, so everything will be good, everything will be beautiful. But where will the bad come from? Again, he may remain in a dilemma, and if this dilemma is unconscious, we can say that some events may bring him in a negative sense. But no matter what, Sagittarius is one of those signs that keep their eyes forward in total, that are cheerful, that want to tell people something. Maybe at this point, some of the fire element in Aries, in Leo, in Sagittarius, the sense of partnership, the sense of self is much more prominent. But as I said, in total, Sagittarius is one of those signs that feel the need to do something, to give something, to transfer something to the collective. And maybe, as one of the Sagittarius said, it is probably goodness that will save the world. See you again in other videos.